Jays on Sportsnet. Brought to you by your local independently owned home hardware and building center location. Homeowners helping homeowners.
Welcome to Rogers Center. Blue Jays are thrilled to be home after an 2-8 road trip. Ricky Romero will go to the mound. Blue Jays have played well here in this ballpark, 28-23. They're trying to continue that tonight against the New York Yankees. Joe Girardi's New York Yankees atop the American League East, 5.5 games ahead. They're 65-46. Derek Jeter, top of the order. Swisher, Teixeira, Robinson, Cano, the cleanup hitter. Andrew Jones makes the start with the left-hander on mound. Jason Nix, Russell Martin, Ichiro Suzuki in center. Derek Jeter on the road this season, a .343 average, 82 hits. That's the most road hits in the majors. Derek Jeter will not slow down. He continues to be the leader of this Yankee team.
Yeah, he's so good. 82 hits on the road, the most. This is Ricky Romero, and Ricky, like the Blue Jays, needs a W. 8-8, 547 earned run average. He has lost 3 consecutive starts to the Yankees. He had a very strong outing his last time out against the Oakland Athletics, but still picked up a no decision and still looking for that first win since June the 22nd. Defensively for the Blue Jays tonight, a couple of changes from yesterday. In the outfield, Davis, Rasmus, and Gose. Anthony Gose will play right field. Omar Vizquel will get his third start at third base this season. Escobar, Johnson, Encarnacion, Jeff Mathis behind the plate tonight. And Omar Vizquel still amazes me whenever I watch him play this game. We saw him at second base the other day, and tonight at third base. This was yesterday in Tampa. Making plays, doesn't panic, just understands his limitations, his ability, and that time gets Sam Ford on a nice play on a little shovel after the bump by Ford to record the out.
One thing you'll never do is you'll never surprise Omar Vizquel. He's seen everything throughout his Hall of Fame-bound career. So Vizquel's at third base tonight. The Yankees are in town for 3. That starts a 10-game homestand. Good crowd on hand tonight, as there is expected to be 3 big crowds for the Yankees series all weekend long. Ricky Romero said. Derek Jeter, the captain, steps in. First pitch of the ball game. Outside with a fastball. Romero used a lot more fastballs last time out when he faced Oakland. It seemed to be a good formula for him and really got him into the flow of the game early.
That was the key. He said he threw about 85% four-seam fastballs, and he's going to have to do that again tonight.
But one thing that's different for Romero tonight is the Yankees are not the Oakland Athletics. They will not chase borderline pitches, so you're going to have to throw strikes.
Especially with your breaking ball, I think. He's got a good curveball and a very good changeup. He's going to have to throw it in the strike zone to make the Yankees swing at it.
3-0. Jeter batting .313 for the season. His on-base percentage .355, and he knows what he's doing at the plate, obviously. The only Yankee in history to have 3,000 hits. Fouls it off the glove of Mathis. Ricky Romero's right back into the count. Derek Jeter on the ground. Escobar. One down.
That is a good start for Romero to carry that fastball inner half. Let's take a look at the scouting report brought to you by Home Hardware. Homeowners helping homeowners. For Ricky Romero, the fastball is the key. Use that four-seamer and use it to the inside and to the outside part of the plate. If you can do that, I think it sets everything up, especially with the changeup. He'll throw about 19% of the time in a curveball, which is good. He has been using his changeup a little bit more this month of July. But it all comes off of a well-placed fastball for Romero.
Nick Swisher, the right fielder, a switch hitter batting right-handed against Romero.
You can see from the way that Jeff Mathis has caught a couple of those cut fastballs for Romero. He's got a good one tonight. It is really riding in on the right-handers.
Popped back out of play. Ball on the strike. Yeah, Romero's always been a tough guy to catch, even when he's really in a groove. His ball moves all over the place. You can see his numbers for 11 starts against the Yankees. 3-5. He's got an ERA over 5. That's a good pitch. It catches the inside corner.
93 miles an hour. Now, you can sacrifice some miles per hour, some velocity, as long as you stay in the strike zone. Romero is at his best when he has both working.
Ricky's ahead 1-2. Curveball pulled to third. Vizquel across the diamond in plenty of time. 2 outs.
And I think that's the pitch right there for Romero that's got to be in play for him. He's got to be able to throw that curveball in the strike zone and make those Yankee hitters swing at it. It's a good one. It doesn't have to be perfect. He doesn't have to bounce it. He just has to throw consistent strikes with it.
2 outs. Mark Teixeira. Teixeira is the DH here tonight. It's the 3rd time he's been a DH this season. Joe Girardi has rotated some of his older players to take advantage of that DH spot.
He knows coming into this series they're playing on the AstroTurf. He'll want to rotate and get some of the guys in there. Jeter will probably DH at some point in this series. We have seen Robinson Cano. We've also seen Granderson DHing the last couple of days.
There's a shot to left field. Rajay Davis over, makes the catch. Ricky Romero retires the Yankees in order, top of the 1st. Order. Now he looked for some offensive support. He hasn't had many runs of support over his last 8 starts. Blue Jays are 53 and 58. Rajay Davis, Colby Erasmus, and Edwin Encarnacion top of the order. Yunel Escobar against Freddie Garcia has gone 4 for 7. That's important tonight as he's in that cleanup spot. Protection for Edwin Encarnacion. Cooper Johnson, Vizquel, and the catcher Jeff Mathis, and the rookie Anthony Gose in right field.
Freddie Garcia will get the start tonight for the New York Yankees. 35 years old. This is his 12th start, 19th in his career versus Toronto. He snapped a 3-game losing streak last time out with a milestone win. 150 wins now in his career. Freddie Garcia getting set to face the Blue Jays.
Rajay Davis goes after the first pitch. Jeter dives quickly to his feet in time. Derek Jeter still showing those great reactions. He popped to his feet very quickly and throws out Rajay Davis.
This is a team that's only made 52 errors, 3rd in the American League in fielding percentage. Jones, Suzuki, Swisher in the outfield. And Derek Jeter just keeps on a rolling at shortstop to make that great play. Watch him move. He's shallow, respecting the speed of Rajai Davis, and he gets him by a half a step. Freddie Garcia certainly loves that.
The Yankees had a 13-game errorless streak. There's a pop-up behind home plate. Martin will give it a look, but it's out of play. That 13-game errorless streak was snapped on Wednesday in Detroit. Committed a couple errors in that ball game, but you're right, they played much better in the field of late. Colby Rasmus had a good road trip. One of the few guys that was able to swing the bat effectively throughout the 10 games. That backdoor breaking ball for his strike. Rasmus on the road trip 9 for 33. Base hit to right field. Continues to swing a hot bat. Got that high off-speed pitch and rifled it past Casey McGee at first.
Don't need to look for a whole lot from Freddie Garcia because he likes to mix it up. He won't throw the ball by like he did when he was younger. That looked like the split change. And that ball was hit and hit hard by Rasmus. Clean single in the right field.
The Yankees are well aware that there are two hot bats you have to avoid in this lineup, Rasmus and Encarnacion, and they're back-to-back in the order. One out, Edwin Encarnacion.
John Farrell was talking about that before the ball game, about Edwin Encarnacion. They pitch to him occasionally now because he's lost a lot of his support around him. But when they do, he can be loud and do some damage.
He's hit .368 against the Yankees this season. 4 doubles, a home run. He's driven in 4. Yunel Escobar, we mentioned his good numbers against Freddie Garcia. He's the cleanup batter tonight. Well, one thing throughout this stretch without Jose Bautista in the lineup, Edwin Encarnacion has been extremely patient. He has a game plan and he sticks to it. He won't chase anything out of the zone.
He has to be patient. Pitchers are pitching him a little bit differently now, knowing that he's a power source in that lineup.
Just foul outside of third.
A lot of home runs are out of the lineup for the Blue Jays because of injury. There's one of them, a legitimate home run hitter. So teams have been very careful with Encarnacion, and like you said, to his credit, he's been very patient.
He has really become a complete player this season. He's very good defensively at first. He's taken an increased leadership role, and he has a game plan at the plate. When you look at some of the Blue Jay bats on the disabled list, J.P. Arancibia, 7 for 15 against the Yankees this year. A couple of home runs. Bautista, you mentioned, his big bat missing from this lineup. Adam Lind even has a home run in limited at bats against the Yankees. So John Farrell is dealing from a short deck.
Yeah, and the speed of Brett Lawrie out of the lineup now on the disabled list. Just that threat of being able to steal a base when he is on, and the electricity he brings to the lineup. John Farrell knows that. He'll do anything to try and manufacture runs.
Garcia nearly balked right there as he stepped off the rubber. Full count, 1 out. Rasmus hit first. There he goes. Bounce to third base. Encarnacion is thrown out by Jason Nix. Rasmus moves into second. He was off on the pitch. So 2 outs. Another pitcher has been added to this roster. This is David Carpenter, who was acquired along with Jay Happ and Brandon Lyon in trade with the Houston Astros. Carpenter just called up, added to this roster in place of Brett Laurie.
And you talk about the offense that has been struggling. You say, well, why don't you go out and get another bat? Well, right now, everybody who is ready to play here is here already. And the Blue Jays are now playing some very good offensive teams on this homestand. I think John Farrell and the Blue Jays wanted another arm to help them through this 10-game series.
And you could even argue some of the players that are here aren't ready to play here yet. They're just here out of necessity. 2 outs. Yunel Escobar 4 for 7 against Garcia. Inside. The one thing you have to be aware of is that Freddie Garcia is not going to blow you away with his fastball. There was a time, as you mentioned, that he could. But now you have to certainly think about up the middle, opposite field.
He has reinvented himself over the last couple of years. Everything was hard. Hard slider, hard splitter, hard fastball. Now everything is back and forth. A little bit of a breaking ball. Just 81 miles an hour. It still has the splitter. It's not as sharp and it's not as hard as it was when he was younger. And his fastball, he's got to be perfect. He's got to be able to move the ball around and throw it to the 4 quadrants of the strike zone to be effective.
You can see he's never enjoyed pitching on the mound at Rogers Center. ERA over 6. And the Yankees know if they get 5 innings from Freddie Garcia, they'll be thrilled. And that's the type of pitcher he is today. But you must give him props for his career. For his career, he's 150 and 100. He's 50 games over 500. Comes with that breaking ball.
9 seasons of 12 wins. And he's been consistent. He's been good for a very long time. But you can't be the same type of pitcher, unless you're Nolan Ryan, of course, a power pitcher late into your career. And Garcia has become a pitcher.
One thing he has done, he's pitched very well, and he won't give in with runners in scoring position. He has done a great job going all the way back into the first week of May. He's allowed just 9 hits in 45 at bats with runners in scoring position. Another off-speed pitch, and that ends the inning. He's never going to challenge him. You got to stay up the middle, and Freddie Garcia gets out of a first inning jam. We're scoreless after 1 at Rogers Center. Enjoying those big comfy green chairs in the TD Comfort Zone are guests of Junior Achievement. For over 55 years, the largest youth education organization in Canada. Welcome to Rogers Center, and you can't complain about the seats. Sitting in the front row. Robinson Cano, the second baseman, will start things off for New York. Ducks away from an inside heater. Cano batting .316 with 24 homers. He's the benchmark for second baseman in baseball.
And that's not just offensively. Defensively, I think he's the finest defender with the glove. The only thing he can't really do, and this is really nitpicking, he doesn't steal a lot of bases. Big deal, right? Not when the way he swings. But offensively, defensively, this might be the best second baseman in baseball.
Romero falls behind 3-0. Cano has hit safely in 36 of his last 41 ball games. His last 9 games, he's hit almost .390. I mean, you could pick out any portion of the season and have those types of numbers for Cano.
There was a time where he didn't walk a lot, but now he's more patient at the plate, and I think he understands how to set up hitters, or excuse me, set up pitchers and get the pitch that he wants. He has had the highest walk percentage of his career so far this year.
3-1. Goes after that high here. Explain what you mean about a batter setting up a pitcher.
Well, a lot of times, you know, you go up there and you say, okay, I want to hit a fastball away. Let's say, just throw that out there. And pitcher will throw that early in the count. You might swing and miss. And then that pitcher then says, okay, now I got him. This is where I'm going to get him out when I get deeper into the count. And all of a sudden, now you work the count to 3-2. You throw the pitch there and you wax it.
Just like that. Got that pitch out over the plate after having the count in his favor 3-0. Romero got back to a 3-2 count. Cano gets the first Yankee hit of the night.
Just not real sure where to play him because he can hit the ball all over the ballpark. This time right back through the middle. Looked like Romero tried to cut that fastball away, and Cano was all over it.
That's a great example of a pitcher making a good pitch and a great hitter getting a base hit. That was a good pitch. You throw that 9 times out of 10 to a left-handed batter, you're going to get him out. Andrew Jones starting in left field against Ricky Romero.
We should get used to seeing Andrew Jones in the lineup in this series. He hasn't started since August the 1st for Joe Girardi's club. The Blue Jays have 3 lefties going in this series.
Jones only has 1 at bat since August 1st. That came on August 5th as a pinch hitter against Lucas Lidke, the left-hander for the Mariners. Romero, working to his 5th Yankee batter, has yet to throw a first pitch strike. And he's done this a lot. He's fallen behind 3-0. 3rd time he's done that already in 5 at bats. But we told you the Yankees are not going to chase. They're going to make you throw it over.
They're not like some of those teams that have young hitters and they're impatient and they feel like they need to go up there and swing to get hits. They will be very patient and they will wait for you to throw that ball in the strike zone. That's why I think his 4-seam fastball is going to be a key, but also his off-speed stuff. If he is able to keep that in the strike zone and make them swing at it, it's good enough to get him out.
3-1. Cano at first, nobody out. They walked him. So the first 2 reach against Romero here in the 2nd inning. Now Jason Nix, the former Blue Jay, who's playing at third base in place of the injured Alex Rodriguez. Eric Chavez and Jason Nix have been sharing time at third. This is an interesting spot for Joe Girardi. This screams for a sacrifice bunt, but Jason Nix is 5 for 7 against Ricky Romero.
Yeah. Blue Jays are expecting the bunt. They just put the bunt plays on. Omar Vizquel is in at third base even with the bag.
Nix squares to bunt and bunts it right out in front of home, and Vizquel came in and Mathis Stroh goes in to left. Cano comes in to score. And Jeff Mathis made a throw to third. Vizquel, not used to starting at third base, was well off in front of third base, and by the time he tried to scramble back, he was on the move. The throw was high, and it goes into left.
Yeah, Jeff Mathis had to hit a moving target at Omar Vizquel. Right play by Mathis to get out there and try and get the lead runner. Watch Vizquel charges, then starts to get back, and the ball sails over his head. That is awfully tough for a catcher to hit a moving target.
Boy, it sure is. And Vizquel, you could see the hesitation. He wasn't really sure how to react. Third base is the least familiar position for Omar Vizquel.
Just his third start and 9th game this year at third base.
Jason Nix is credited with the sacrifice bunt. It's an error on Jeff Mathis. There's no RBI. The Yankees have taken a 1-0 lead. Russell Martin. Again, Ricky Romero falls behind.
You know, eventually I think they're going to have to just set up in the middle of the plate, not worry about the corners, and just let his natural movement to his pitches take it to the corners.
You can see he's really having trouble just finding the plate right now. That ball is running all over the place. Another 3-0 count. Nobody out. Runners at the corners. Ball is bounced in the dirt, and Russell Martin will walk. That loads the bases. Bruce Walton will come out to the mound, try to help Ricky Romero get back into the strike zone. He had a relatively easy first inning. He retired the Yankees in order. 2 ground balls and a line drive, and then Robinson Cano saw a lot of pitches. On the 6th pitch, he hit a 3-2 fastball up the middle.
Yeah, he was able to get it started, and that put Ricky back into the stretch position. And right now, there's nothing wrong with his stuff. His stuff is outstanding. You can see when he throws strikes how tough he can be. That first inning was easy. A couple of ground outs and a fly ball. Well, now with the Yankees taking a lot of pitches, they've loaded the bases.
Andrew Jones walked. Jason Nix had a sacrifice bunt. Now Russell Martin with a walk. Bases loaded for Ichiro Suzuki. There's a first pitch strike. First one of the night for Ricky Romero.
The infield is that double play depth, and that's the thing about Romero. He's always got that ground ball in him. Infield shortened up with Ichiro Suzuki at the plate.
Ball on the strike. Suzuki has hit well against Ricky Romero throughout his career. There are the numbers, and don't let Ichiro Suzuki's slight stature fool you about his power. He can turn on anything.
I was watching him in batting practice today, and I usually see Suzuki spray the ball to the outfield or the other way. He had a round where he was trying to pull the ball and trying to hit the ball out of the ballpark, and he almost knocked a couple fans out of their seats in the second deck in right field. He's got excellent power when he wants to go deep.
1-2 on the ground. Kelly Johnson to Escobar for one. Back to first, not in time. Andrew Jones comes in to score. Ichiro can still get down the line, and he beats the return throw to first. He'll pick up an RBI.
Well, he gets a running start. This is a tailor-made double play for anybody else except Suzuki. He is halfway down the line, it seems, on the way he swings. And even at his age, he can still get down that line, beats it out for an RBI.
Suzuki's at first, still just one out. Jason Nix has moved over to third on the force out at second. Now the number 9 batter, Casey McGee. Ichiro has 18 steals this season. Casey McGee, those are his numbers with the Pirates and the Yankees. McGee was picked up to add some depth both at third and first base. He's a versatile guy. And the Yankees, they picked up Ichiro, who's got a shot at going to the Hall of Fame. Casey McGee drove in 104 runs for Milwaukee in 2010.
Had a huge year. Big home run year also for the Brewers.
Pops this one up. And it'll be out of play behind the string. Yeah, that's the one thing that the Yankees do that not many clubs can do. When they lose a player or need a replacement or an upgrade, they go out and get veteran players. I mean, they caught everybody off guard when they picked up Ichiro Suzuki.
And it's by design, too. There's a plan. They got Suzuki to take the place of Brett Gardner, who is on the disabled list, been out pretty much the whole year.
Cut out and missed. It's 0-2. And Gardner has been lost for the season after giving into surgery. But you look at their bench: Eric Chavez, Curtis Granderson tonight. Of course, he plays center every night. Raul Ibanez. And you got Andrew Jones to put out there. I mean, it's a deep veteran bench.
Veteran guys who have done things in the big leagues.
Strike 3 call. McGee caught looking at a breaking ball. Big pitch for Ricky Romero, his first strikeout of the night.
There it is right there. The curveball, and you throw it. McGee gives up on it, and it's got great depth and great movement, too. Just freezes him.
Ichiro at first, Nix at third base. Derek Jeter grounded out to short his first time up. Ground ball up the middle. Escobar flips to Johnson. The inning is over. But the Yankees have taken a 2-0 lead on a single and a couple of walks. Ichiro, with a fielder's choice, gets an RBI. Freddie Garcia has an early lead. Saturday. It's presented by Boston Pizza. The Blue Jays and Yankees hook up. The game starts at 1:07 p.m. There are special kids price tickets in the 200 and 500 level outfield seats. After the games, kids 14 and under can run the bases just like the pros. For tickets, call the Blue Jays at 416-341-1234. Log on to BlueJays.com or stop by most Rogers Plus locations. David Cooper against Freddie Garcia. Lays off that high fastball. It's 2-0. Cooper's been a pleasant surprise, showing a little more power than we expected. 4 home runs. He's also hit 7 doubles. He might be one of these guys that's a late bloomer and hits better in the big leagues than he ever has in the minors.
Yeah, and this is a guy who's won a batting title when he was in the minor leagues.
And we have seen this before where he has a good approach. He covers the outer half of the plate very well. Hit an opposite field home run against Fernando Rodney at Tropicana Field. But he's never had much power, and that has been the knock on him.
Well, he's trying to get that knock and get it off his back.
A looper into center. Ichiro Suzuki makes the catch. Suzuki is playing in center field for the first time since June 15th of 2008. He played there as a regular in 2007 for the Mariners, played 155 games in center. But he wasn't really comfortable. He's always played in right field. He's got a right fielder's arm for sure. But here in New York, everybody kind of does what the Yankees want you to do.
Yeah, you do it for the team. I remember when he was moved to center field, I thought that was a natural shift for him because he could run and a great arm, good athlete. He won all those gold gloves as a right fielder for the Mariners.
Kelly Johnson averaged down to 232. High fastball, high and deep, and you can forget about this one. Kelly Johnson jumped on that high heater and knocks it out of the yard for his 13th home run. And just like that, the Blue Jays have cut the lead in half.
Well, they haven't had a problem hitting the home runs, even though they've had the big guys out of the lineup. They had 8 of them on the road trip, and Garcia tried to sneak one high and out of the strike zone, trying to get Johnson to fish at it, but it catches too much of the plate. That is almost a bell-tie fastball, and he rips it out of the ballpark.
There was a time when Garcia could overpower you with that high fastball. That's not the case right now.
Total setup pitch right there, and he just missed his spot.
Ball and a strike to Omar Vizquel. Fouls it off Russell Martin's mask. Danny Echeverria has been playing third base, and he's gotten off to a rough start. Just 1 for 14 to start his career. And I think tonight, with Garcia on the mound, John Farrell felt more comfortable with Vizquel as a switch hitter. Serves this one into left. Andrew Jones was shallow, and he makes the catch.
You know, I mean, he's certainly seen him enough over his career. The scouting report for the 35-year-old veteran Freddie Garcia, you're going to see a little bit of everything. Look at all the pitches he has to choose from. He'll use that slider, and he's turning over his fastball a little bit more. The curveball is very slow with this 71 miles per hour for Freddie Garcia. Right now he's got to live on brains, brawn, smarts, whatever, and then pitch execution.
Get me over curveball at 68 miles an hour. That's a very tough pitch to swing at if you're a hitter on the first pitch.
The first pitch. That's the one you don't want to swing at and hit a little weak ground ball to the third baseman.
And slider down and away. He's ahead 0-2.
That's why that get me over curveball is such a good pitch early in the game. The first pitch, first time through the lineup.
Another breaking ball, and Mathis strikes out. So Garcia gives up a home run to Kelly Johnson with 1 out. Kelly Johnson got a pitch up in the zone and didn't miss it. His home run is his 13th of the season. 2-1 New York. attendance at its very best. Men's action available right now on Sportsnet 1, the 2012 Rogers Cup. 2-1 ball game. Ricky Romero set to take on the Yankees. It'll be 2-3-4 for New York. Swisher, Teixeira, and Robinson Cano. There's a first pitch strike. Swisher thought it was up and away. Checking with James Hoy, the home plate umpire. Oh, bounced in the dirt. Swisher grounded out to third on a curveball in the first inning.
Ricky had a game against the Red Sox where he really used his fastball, and he pitched off of that a lot. And I think that's the same kind of mentality that he has to have against the Yankees. He's got to be able to forget about the cutter or the sinker. Use that four-seam fastball, because the Yankees are going to want to take a lot of pitches. They want to see a lot of pitches, and I think if you can get ahead of them early, you can get them out.
Swisher pops this one up, and it's well out of play behind home.
You're playing right into their hands by falling behind all these hitters.
Veteran hitters who have multiple at-bats against your pitcher, they have a pretty good game plan. And you have to take them out of that game plan by pitching ahead. Kevin Long, the hitting coach, always discussing with his hitters what Romero is trying to do and reminding them how to attack Ricky Romero. That ball is pulled through the hole into left. Swisher has a base hit. So nobody out. Swisher at first. Mark Teixeira, the switch hitter. Teixeira with 21 home runs. His 21st home run was a solo home run on Thursday at Detroit. That tied the game at the time, and Eric Chavez would go back-to-back to put the Yankees ahead. Well, that's a good job by Mathis to square up on that ball in the dirt.
Cutting off his fastball right there and just throwing it right in the dirt. That back-to-back that late in the game, that hasn't happened for a while for the Yankees.
It was really interesting. It's the first time the Yankees hitters have gone back-to-back to tie and put the Yankees ahead in the 8th inning or later on the road. First time since 1955. And you'll recognize the two guys that went back-to-back back in '55. Yogi Berra and Mickey Mantle.
Who's who?
So it hasn't happened very often, and Teixeira and Chavez went back-to-back to help the Yankees beat the Tigers.
And it's interesting about Teixeira's home run against Benoit. He said he was actually trying to hit a home run.
Yankees were down by a run. But again, that's a veteran hitter, knowing who he was up against. On the ground, Escobar. Nobody to go to second. He has to go to first. Blue Jays were in that shift, and Escobar had to go far to his left, and Kelly Johnson had no chance of getting to the bag at second, so he throws him out at first.
That is the only problem with the shift, when both players have to go after the baseball. Look at the reaction from both Escobar and Johnson. It's right between them. When you are playing normal depth, those infielders know exactly who goes where. But when a ground ball like that in that shift, it's hit between them, no chance to turn the double play.
Yeah, and you might say, well, if they played it more traditional, they get a double play. Well, if you play it more traditional, Teixeira might have a double. One out. Robinson Cano now had a single to center and scored in the second.
Well, that surely would have been a base hit, single to center field at least, if they weren't in that shift mode.
Base hit, right field. They're waving Swisher around third. Anthony Ghost with the throw to the plate. It's wide of home, and Ricky Romero didn't back up the play. So that allows Robinson Cano to go to second base. Swisher scores from second. Cano will pick up an RBI. Ghost will be charged with an error.
Base hit by Robinson Cano, and he's done that hundreds of times. Ricky Romero gets over, sees it's out there, and just doesn't back up. Here comes Ghost. He thinks he has a shot. And when the ball gets by Mathis, it's way offline. There's Romero now trying to get back into that backup position.
So Cano ends up at second. He's in scoring position. One out. Andrew Jones. Breaking ball for a strike. Jones coming into this game hitting .224. 12 homers and 28 driven in. Good swing and a miss. We mentioned he hadn't started since the 1st of August. He has hit well against the Blue Jays this season.
In particular, that home run. Remember that at Yankee Stadium? The only bad pitch that Brett Cecil made in that start. Jones homered to left field, and that was it for the Yankees.
Lays off that pitch down. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
He does his heavy lifting against left-handed pitching. He'll sit on certain pitches in certain counts and then try and whale one out of the ballpark.
Yeah, here's a guy that sets up pitchers. He has a lot of at-bats against lefties. He is a platoon player now at this stage of his career. This time he strikes out. Romero went away with the fastball.
Good spot. That's why he got him. It's in a good spot, down and away. Like he backdoored him with a little cut fastball. If he can stay right there, he's going to be fine tonight.
Jason Nix, the Yankee third baseman, had a sacrifice bunt in the 2nd inning. This is with that curveball away. It just seems to me like Ricky Romero is trying to guide the ball into the strike zone, even with that curveball. Doesn't have the freedom to just turn things loose.
A little bit slower in his delivery on that curveball. That's one thing we noticed in his 2 starts on the road. How he used his legs a lot more.
This is popped up. Anthony goes into foul ground, makes the catch. Nix is retired. The inning is over, but the Yankees had a run. Anthony Ghost will start things off for the Blue Jays. Number 9 here. Then back to the top of the order. Rajay Davis and Colby Erasmus. Orioles are 5.5 games back of the New York Yankees. They have 60 wins. They are 60 and 52. They've won 7 of their last 10. And they have called up one of the brightest prospects in all of baseball, Manny Machado. Anthony Ghost bunts it, but it's foul.
How about that? You try and make a trade for a third baseman, or try and do some other things, and you say, oh, what the heck, I'm going to bring up my best prospects. I don't care how old they are or where they've been playing this year.
It's pretty interesting that they would call up Manny Machado. He played third base. He is a shortstop. And it sounds like they're going to call up Dylan Bundy before too long. Their top-rated pitching prospect.
Well, he's old, too.
Yeah. See, 19?
19 years old, just drafted by the Orioles.
Anthony Ghost batting .216. Trying to get something started for the Blue Jays. Blue Jays got a run in the bottom of the second. The Yankees get it right back. Robinson Cano, an RBI single to right. High pop into the seats down the right side. Good crowd on hand, as the Yankees are always a big attraction no matter where they play. We expect crowds well over 35,000 all weekend long.
They just came over from Detroit. A lot of the players were saying that a lot of the fans were in Detroit. They came over here to now watch their favorite team over the weekend.
Yankees fans, like the Red Sox fans, are kind of universal. They travel well, and no matter where people live, there are Yankee fans all over the country, all over North America. 1-2. Anthony Ghost steps out as Freddie Garcia wasn't sure about that pitch he was about to throw. Broken bat. Cano with an easy hop throws out Ghost. 1 down. One thing about Freddie Garcia, he has a 2-run lead. He's going to make you put the bat on the ball. He's not going to walk himself into tough situations. He's not going to make any silly pitches. He's just going to continue to move the ball around in the strike zone and change speeds.
He won't get rattled. And he'll just go out there and continue to try and navigate through this lineup by the Blue Jays. That's the one thing I think the Blue Jays need to do a little bit more of, because they're not hitting the ball consistently and passing the baton, if you will, offensively. They need to bunt just a little bit more and try and use your speed.
Breaking ball. First base umpire Jim Joyce said that Davis went after it, so it's a ball and a strike. John Farrell argued with the home plate umpire Adrian Johnson last night in Tampa Bay on a check swing. Lays off that breaking ball, and it's 2 balls and a strike.
That wasn't a check swing. That was almost a full swing that you're talking about.
Ken Zobrist was at the plate, took a swing. Adrian Johnson called it no swing. This is popped up. Derek Jeter, the shortstop, catches it, and Davis is down. 2 outs.
The all-new 2012 Honda CR-V. Yeah, it does that. Honda, the official vehicle of the Toronto Blue Jays.
Great memories there. The back-to-back World Series trophy for the Blue Jays, 1992, 1993. They will be there all weekend in the Jays shop downstairs on the concourse. Good chance to see those World Series trophies.
Take a picture with them.
92, 93, of course, Pat Tabler was part of that. That's a great history, and there will be many Artifacts from the Canadian Baseball Hall of Fame on display this weekend. Ball and strike to Kobe Rasmus. He singled his first time up. Foul back. It's 1-2. 2 outs. We are in the bottom of the third inning, and David Cohn on the left. He was part of that Blue Jays run. He is the color commentator for the Yankee broadcast.
In town for this series doing TV, and he won a huge game, pitched a big game, and probably got the biggest hit in the World Series in Game 2 when he had an RBI single.
Rasmus drives this to center field. Ichiro Suzuki over to his right, makes the catch. Freddie Garcia retires the Blue Jays in order. In the third, we'll go to the fourth. The Yankees lead at 3-1. Game series. They'll all be night games. It starts Monday, August 13th. The games are all at 7:07 p.m. For tickets, call the Blue Jays at 416-341-1234. Log on to BlueJays.com, or you can stop by most Rogers Plus locations to pick up your Blue Jays ticket for the White Sox series. In that series, of course, you'll get to see Adam Dunn, who leads the American League with 31 home runs. Alex Rios, the former Blue Jay, is batting third in the American League this year, hitting .318. He trails Mike Trout and Miguel Cabrera in that department.
How about the job Kenny Williams has done to plug a few holes at the trade deadline with some veteran players?
Kevin Youkilis brought Brett Myers in to add some depth to their bullpen, and Francisco Liriano from the Twins.
That one is going to be a good one, I think. For some reason, I think Donnie Cooper is going to figure out what has been the problem with Liriano and get him right. And that's going to be a big picture, I think, for the White Sox the rest of this season.
Russell Martin hits it to the shortstop, backhanded by Escobar. Scooped at first base by Encarnacion.
One of the things that Brian Butterfield has been working with Escobar at shortstop is getting the ball in the air as quickly as possible. He doesn't want to have him hold the ball and crow hop, tap his glove a few times. This time a lot better, getting the ball out of the glove and into the air as quick as possible. Take advantage of that very good arm.
Yeah, throw him out by as many feet as possible. Get it and get rid of it. Ricky Romero jumps ahead of Ichiro Suzuki. Ichiro grounded to shortstop his first time up. Potential double play ball, but he beat it out at first, and drove in a run. This time he hits it to short. Plenty of time for Escobar. He uses that strong arm. 2 outs.
I love watching him throw when he has the ball, especially on plays that he knows he's got to get it over there with people like Ichiro Suzuki run. It's almost a frozen rope across the infield.
Number 9 hitter Casey McGee. McGee caught looking at a curveball his first time up. He struck out. McGee came to the Yankees on July 31st in a trade with the Pittsburgh Pirates. Pirates took Chad Balls and cash considerations in that deal. He's provided some insurance. Now he can play first and third.
Well, especially with A-Rod down. A-Rod was just starting to get it going until he was hitting a hand. And you've got a veteran. You've got 3 veterans, in fact, who can play third base for him right now.
And Romero walks the number 9 hitter with 2 outs. Well, McGee's aboard. That's the 3rd walk issued by Romero. And that'll turn the lineup over one more time. Derek Jeter, 2 groundouts. There's a Derek Jeter base hit to left field. He fought off that inside pitch. May have broken his back. But that's his 147th hit for the season. He's 3rd in the majors in that department.
I love the one stat that we threw up there when we were talking about the lineup for the Yankees. 83 hits now on the road, the most in baseball. He still has that ability to keep that head down and pull his hands in and get the fat part of the bat on the baseball and get it into the outfield.
He leads the American League in hits. That's 147. Cabrera of the Tigers at the start of play tonight, 143. Robinson Cano has 2 hits tonight. He has 140 hits. So Jeter is leading some pretty good hitters. Nick Swisher had a base hit to left his last time up. Came around to score the 3rd Yankee run. Boy, that walk to the number 9 hitter always will cost you.
Yeah, I don't care how many outs there are. 2 outs, a couple of ground ball outs, and then you can't find the strike zone. 4 pitches to walk the number 9 hitter who came in hitting $167.
And had never faced Ricky Romero. Casey McGee now at second. That's ball strike. It's a ball and a strike to Nick Swisher. Yankees lead 3-1. Breaking ball stayed upstairs. Been a tough stretch for John Farrell, but he's not wavered. He has the same demeanor every day. Comes out, prepares for a game, expects to win every night. And he asks that his players continue to compete. He knows the names have changed. Lost a lot of talent to the disabled list, but can't do anything about it. Swisher hits the bouncing ball to third. Vizquel will go to the bag and beat Casey McGee. The inning is over. Ricky Romero gets out of the inning, leaves a couple of Yankees aboard. We'll go to the bottom of the 4th. Freddie Garcia has baffled the Blue Jays, just 2 hits. swinging the bat on Monday, but his problems all began against the New York Yankees on Monday, July 16th, batting in the 8th inning against David Robertson.
Looked innocent enough, a long fly ball down the left field line, but when he brought the bat back around right there, he felt something in his wrist hand area. And he came out of the game and has not been back, and it's an inflammation in the sheath area around that wrist. There's a tendon that is in the wrist area, and it just hasn't gotten better the way that Jose thought it would be initially.
Now, he had a second MRI down in St. Petersburg while the Blue Jays were playing the Rays, and it showed that there's no further damage, but there's inflammation. They have to have that inflammation quiet down, and Bautista's optimistic he'll start swinging the bat again on Monday.
And he's the type of guy, the way he swings and how violent he is, that's got to be all the way out of his wrist.
Edwin Encarnacion pops it into right. Swisher is there. It's the first out of the bottom of the 4th.
If they want him to be 100%, Jose's got to be better than better to get back into that lineup. And you know it's just driving him crazy, too.
Yeah, well, now he's almost missed a month. So he can't come back even when he's healthy and starts taking BP without getting a few swings somewhere. And the problem you run into is the minor league seasons are going to be over first week of September. There'll be few places where he can get any live at bats. You know, Escobar struck out his first time up. There's a bunt to third base. Nick's the third baseman, doesn't have a play. Escobar's aboard. You had mentioned the fact that the Blue Jays just needed to bunt from time to time to try to bunch things together.
Just try to get some runners on base and get something started. Jason Nix is playing very deep on Escobar, and he's going to give it to you. Just get it down. Freddie Garcia doesn't get off the mound very well. You see him, he doesn't even attempt to make a step over at that ball. So Blue Jays have picked up on that, try to get something started here in the 4th inning.
Freddie Garcia is 35 years old. And he's not quite as mobile as he once was. Now David Cooper. Freddie Garcia is from Venezuela, and he leads all Venezuelan-born pitchers in wins. There's 150 wins coming in this game tonight. That's better than Johan Santana, Carlos Zambrano, Wilson Alvarez, or Kelvin Escobar. There's a base hit into right. Escobar had to make sure it was down safely, so he advances to second. Cooper with a line drive base hit to right.
I think if you have a good approach against Freddie Garcia, and that's thinking, like you were saying earlier in the game, back through the middle, you're still going to pull him because of lack of velocity. What you don't want to do is overcommit. David Cooper right there had a very good approach.
Kelly Johnson had a good approach his first time up. Hit a high fastball against Garcia out of the ballpark to right. 13th home run of the season. Escobar around third. He's going to score. David Cooper will stop at third as Kelly Johnson delivers a one-out double. It's a one-run game.
Second time through right now. Blue Jays are staying back just a little bit better off of Garcia. Kelly Johnson homered his first time up. He's going to get another extra base hit. Well placed right down the line. Actually stay back on another off-speed pitch and rip it by McGee, the first baseman, into the corner.
Kelly Johnson has both RBIs tonight. Second and third, one out. Blue Jays have Garcia on the ropes.
Robinson Cano, the second baseman, is very deep.
Omar Vizquel takes an inside pitch. Cano's deep at second. Casey McGee is starting at first for just the second time. So he's certainly not as adept as Mark Teixeira, the Gold Glove,
and not as familiar with the American League as Mark Teixeira. We showed Cano how deep he is. That's where Vizquel should be thinking right now.
Takes a strike.
You can pull the ball. You can get a run in. You can get that runner over to third base. You can even think about dropping down a bunt. And if you get it by Freddie Garcia, he would be able to make it to first base.
Yeah, Vizquel is a very good bunter, especially as a left-handed batter. We talked about Freddie Garcia not very mobile off the mound. There's an opportunity for a bunt. Vizquel obviously has an opportunity to drive in too if he can drive it to the outfield. Runs have been tough to come by for the Blue Jays.
And they will take them any way they can get them at this stage of the game.
Two and two to Vizquel. Cooper at third, Johnson at second. Into there and smothered by Russell Martin. David Cooper hit a line drive base hit to right. He went to third on Kelly Johnson's RBI double down the right field line. 1 run in. Omar Vizquel with a full count. Meeting on the mound between Martin and Garcia. Yunel Escobar with a 1-out bunt got it all started.
I think what this meeting on the mound is all about is, hey, it's 3 and 2. Do you want to go right after Omar Vizquel? And you've got first base open, a right-handed batter on deck, and then a rookie. This is about navigating through this lineup right here for Freddie Garcia.
Three, 2, 1 out. Changeup. Vizquel strikes out. Garcia will never give in to you, and we talked about how good he is with runners in scoring position. He's unpredictable.
And I think Russell Martin wanted to challenge him. He said no, brought him out there, and they talked about it, and Garcia says, I'm going to throw him an off-speed pitch. If I miss with him, I walk, and I still set up the double play, I'll be fine.
This has been a problem for the Blue Jays on their 10-game road trip. They had 5 multiple run innings in the entire 10 games. They haven't been able to string hits together.
And they haven't been able to string big innings, get more than just 1 run in. Jeff Mathis got one of those innings you were talking about. That was out in Oakland in the 9th inning with 2 outs.
3-run home run on Friday night in Oakland. Cooper's at third, Kelly Johnson at second. 2 outs. Bounced right back to Garcia. He'll get out of it. He gives up a run, but he keeps the Yankees ahead. They lead 3-2. Now it's time for a Blue Jays Connected Blue Jays Central Update. Here's Hazel May and Greg Zahn from the Blackberry Broadcast Studio. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of Rogers Blue Jays Baseball Partnership and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Rogers Blue Jays Baseball Partnership. Beautiful shot of downtown Toronto on the shores of Lake Ontario. Mark Teixeira try to get things going for the Yankees in the fifth. Ricky Romero stranded a pair of base runners in the top of the fourth.
Well, he's just looking for that ball inside, isn't he? And when he gets it, he takes a massive cut. It's from an open stance. How far off the plate he is.
Good pitch down and away, had a late movement, and Teixeira swung right over the top of it.
I think that's where he needs to be. The pitch to Mark Teixeira. Looking to hook the ball. He hits from that open stance and then closes it up with that front side.
Bouncing ball to third. Vizquel with plenty of time. Teixeira's retired. That's the first out of the top of the fifth. Ricky Romero needs to throw up a 0 on the board. Blue Jays have made it a 3-2 ball game.
And a quick one, too. He's already at 73 pitches here into the fifth inning.
Robinson Cano's gone 2 for 2. We talked about Robinson Cano, what a complete all-around player he is. He's got a Gold Glove to his credit. And here's where he ranks in the major leagues among second basemen.
Since his rookie season 2005 to last year, best average, doubles, home run, RBIs. He can do it all offensively. He's got great power. Stays on the ball a long time, meaning that he's on that back leg, keeps his hands back, and doesn't really overcommit.
Curveball hit on the ground. Johnson to his left, throws out Cano. He's retired for the first time tonight. So Cano is out. Andrew Jones has walked and struck out. Romero a chance for a quick inning. Jones pops it up. Kelly Johnson makes the catch. Just 7 pitches. Ricky Romero needed that. That keep him in the ball game a little bit longer. When we come back, Anthony Gose will try to get things going. Bottom of the lineup. Then Rajay Davis and Colby Erasmus. Blue Jays down by a run. A run. They have played very well against the Yankees here in this ballpark since 2009. The Yankees have won 13. Blue Jays have 16 wins over that period of time. Blue Jays have actually pitched better here in this ballpark against New York. They've hit better. They've scored more runs per game, and they've tied them in home runs. The Blue Jays have held their own against New York in this ballpark. Anthony Gose rounded out to second. His first time up. A little more familiar with Freddie Garcia now.
Having some trouble with that off-speed pitch. Garcia throwing a lot of change-ups and splitters to him. There's another one. That's how you lay off of it right there. Track it all the way to the glove.
Now, the one thing that all of these young hitters are dealing with is seeing big league pitches every single night. Moises Sierra, Danny Hechavarria. And they're seeing pitches that they've never seen before. And they have to learn on the fly. They've been pressed into action. And you know what? You can criticize them all you want, but they're probably a year, maybe even a year and a half away of minor league experience before they can really assume an everyday position in the big leagues.
Really polish off their game, all the little things about playing the game of baseball. Certainly you don't see pitchers setting up hitters in the minor leagues like you see up here. Freddie Garcia, you see how he went a couple of splitters down and away, then a couple of breaking balls on the inner half. And it can get young kids talking to themselves, saying, what do I have to do? I can't hit all 6 or 7 of these types of pitches.
That's why you lean on the hitting coach. 1-2. Those strikes out. A good splitter down and away gets Anthony Gose. That's the first out of the 5th.
Played off of it with 2 strikes. Garcia went inside a couple more times, and you knew he was going to go right back over there. He'll learn to hit that if he stays over it a little bit longer. You see how he swung and then went to his back knee. It shows you he just didn't stay over that pitch long enough.
Back to the top of the order, Rajai Davis. Goes after the first pitch and fouls it out of play. There's Anthony Gose talking to Murph. Murph, what can I do to hit that guy? Well, you got to hit a strike, and it's tough.
That's good to see right there. Young kids, the first place they go to is the hitting coach. Sometimes young players will come up here and they'll be intimidated, where they feel like they're not part of the team because they haven't been here all season long. That's a good sign for a young player to go right to the hitting coach.
Rajai Davis had to bail out on this up and in fastball.
Garcia has thrown a lot of breaking balls on the outside part of the plate. It looked like Rajai was diving in to cover it.
Mason Nix fields it in foul ground. Well, the one thing that the Blue Jays have in their favor when they have so many rookies up here in August is they were all in camp. They had opportunities to work with Dwayne Murphy. They have a relationship, so they're a little more comfortable this time around. Hechavarria and Sierra were both in camp for an extended period. Davis lines this to left. Andrew Jones is there, makes an easy play. 2 outs.
That's also a two-way street when you talk about young players coming up here. The coaches haven't seen them. And certainly they've gotten the scouting reports and they've been in contact with the minor league coaches. But this is their first chance to work extensively for a long period of time with these young guys. And trust has got to be built between player and coach.
How many times have we heard young players say, well, you know, that's how they used to do it in the old days. Now, John Farrell knows that you can't recreate this experience no matter where you go. You can't send a guy to Arizona Fall League, can't send him to winter ball. You can't recreate the experience they're getting here in the big leagues. Javier Asmus lines out to the second baseman. Freddie Garcia has found a groove. 5 straight retired now as he closes out the Blue Jays in the 5th. And the next summer's Fan Friday will take place August 17th when the Blue Jays take on the Texas Rangers. It all starts at 7:07 p.m. Come on down early and enjoy the pregame festivities happening outside Gate 10. It all starts at 4:30. There's a licensed area, live music, and fun interactive games. You can see tonight because of the inclement weather. The Blue Jays brought the Summer Fan Fridays indoors, and the fans responded very well.
They looked like they were having fun, even though they were indoors.
Why not? Lots going on. Hopefully this next Friday when the Rangers are here, it'll be nice outside and they'll resume that great event outside Gate 10. Jason Nix. Ball and a strike. Changeup sailed up and away. Well out of the strike zone. 6th inning. Ricky Romero has kept the Blue Jays within striking distance.
Yeah, using a few more fastballs now, and he's jumping ahead, getting ahead in the count just a little bit better. I asked him after his last start in Oakland if he did anything different. He said I used more fastballs. And I think that's a great key for him. Use your legs, really drive that ball towards home and use it just a little bit more. It's got a good one.
2 balls, 2 strikes to the leadoff batter here in the 6th inning. Bounced in the dirt. Full count. Broken bat. Escobar at short. Plenty of time to get Nix 1 down. Ricky Romero has done a good job of keeping the ball on the ground. Infielders have supported him well.
You know, Escobar has been very busy tonight. Whenever you're getting that type of ground ball outs that he is getting, it just shows you that he's got good movement and he's keeping the ball down. Something he has done since the 2nd inning on.
Russell Martin hits this one in the air to right. Goes backing up in front of the warning track. 2 quick outs for Romero. Ricky Romero has recorded 11 ground ball outs tonight. Ichiro Suzuki batting 8th in the Yankees lineup.
Infield has to shorten up with Suzuki, especially the left side. Look how shallow Escobar, the shortstop, is. And for that matter, the left field. Hold around. Thinking that Suzuki's going to inside out pitches and just slap it the other way.
Yeah, he really handles the bat very well, probably as well as anybody in the major leagues. And he gets a running start. He starts that bat and really starts his path to first base. There's another good pitch down and in, catches the strike zone.
Stay aggressive here.
Ichiro Suzuki can do that better than anybody. Take that half swing and just deflect it. Like he were standing in front of the net in a hockey game, just trying to tip it into the net.
Before I've seen Suzuki hit, the best at that I ever saw before Suzuki was Rod Carew. I mean, he could foul off some tough pitches better than anybody. I think Suzuki's got him beat now. Watch this one. It's a good pitch down and away, and he just takes a half swing, just flicks the bat at it to stay alive.
Pulls this one on the ground. Tommy Johnson throws him out. Ricky Romero does a good job. He has retired 7 in a row. Blue Jays now need to get something going against Freddie Garcia. Baseball Fix with Sam Cosentino and Dirk Hayhurst on Baseball Central at noon, weekdays on Sportsnet 590 The Fan, and right here on Rogers Sportsnet. Bottom of the 6th inning, good ball game going on. Ricky Romero and Freddie Garcia hooked up in a 3-2 game. Garcia has the advantage. Middle of the order for the Jays, it'll be 3, 4, and 5. Encarnacion, Escobar, and David Cooper. Encarnacion goes after the first pitch. Jason Nix on the money. 1 out. 1 out. Let's check in with Hazel May. Josh Hamilton's starting to heat up, and it's right on time. He will be here beginning Friday night with the Texas Rangers as the Blue Jays wrap up their long homestand. Yankees for 3, White Sox for 4, and then the Texas Rangers, all 3 division leaders on this homestand.
Josh Hamilton now 96 RBIs.
Escobar goes after the first pitch. Garcia 2 pitches, 2 outs.
The all-new 2012 Honda CR-V. Yeah, it does that. Honda, the official vehicle of the Toronto Blue Jays.
Good crowd on hand at Rogers Center. First of 3 against the New York Yankees. It was a rainy night at the start of play tonight. Good crowd showed up. David Cooper has one of the 5 Blue Jay hits against Garcia. Blue Jays have actually out-hit the Yankees 5-4. Off-speed pitch popped in the air. Nick Swisher calls for it. Good inning for Freddie Garcia. He gets out of the inning, retires the Jays in order on just 4 pitches. For the 7th inning, he has a hit in 3 at-bats tonight, and he continues to climb the all-time hits leaderboard. He is 14th with 3,235 hits. Great list of Hall of Famers there. Pete Rose, Willie Mays, Eddie Murray, and Nat Lajoie. And Derek Jeter is 14th all-time. It's hard to fathom, but Derek Jeter is the only Yankee to amass 3,000 hits.
All those great players in Yankee history. There was always something that held him back from playing as many games as Derek Jeter has played. That's one of the reasons why he's also not slowing down.
Casey McGee goes after the first pitch. Another ground ball out for Ricky Romero.
And another try for Escobar. He fields it cleanly. Jeter's been hitting off of left-handers this year also. 364 coming into this game. Second best in the American League.
Jeter's got a lot of Yankee fans that travel around to watch him play. Jeter had a little looping line drive back in the 4th inning. Down and in, he swings over the top of. That's a tough one to inside out. That pitch on the inside part of the plate and down.
It looked like it was right down the middle, and then just tore right in on Derek Jeter. That's the type of stuff Romero's had tonight. It's been good. The little cut fastball's been moving a lot. Looks like he's going to throw another one to it.
Just missed downstairs.
If he can throw that consistently for strikes and have the type of hard movement that he's had tonight, he's going to win. He's just not been real consistent with that pitch.
Jeter is late on that fastball. I think you're right. I think if Ricky Romero just trusts that fastball, and if Jeff Mathis calls for it, I don't care where he calls for it, inside or outside, just sit in the middle of the plate. Let the pitcher think that you're sitting on the inside corner, but just go ahead and give location, but then sit in the middle of the plate and let the movement of Romero's pitches take it to the corners.
He hasn't moved as much tonight.
Jeter gets jammed. Escobar has been a busy man. Two outs. Yankees have a fortified bullpen with the addition of Jabin Chamberlain, the right-hander. Boone Logan is the left-hander. And they won't ask Freddie Garcia to go much deeper into this ballgame. Kelly Johnson is scheduled to lead off the bottom of the seventh. Then the switch hitting Vizquel and Jeff Mathis. Garcia has done his job tonight.
Yeah, when this game started, I'm sure Joe Girardi would have been happy. 6 innings out of his starter and 2 runs. So he has some options. So we'll see how he plays it next half inning.
Boy, Ricky Romero has sorted things out using that fastball.
Yeah, throwing a lot of fastballs the last few innings. 3, 6, 9 in a row he has set down.
Curveball, a little pop-up. Escobar out, Rasmus coming in. He calls for it and makes the catch. Ricky Romero, 10 straight retired. He retires the Yankees in order in the 7th. Freddie Garcia still in the dugout. Looks like he might be done. Kelly Johnson will start things for the Blue Jays. Omar Vizquel, then Jeff Mathis, the catcher. A team high 54 appearances this season. And in Wednesday's win at Detroit, he retired the only batter he faced in the 8th inning. He is a tough customer for left-handed hitters. 224 average for lefties, and that's who will start the inning for the Blue Jays.
Yeah, even better against the righties. 4-0. Freddie Garcia's night is done. He turns it over to the bullpen. And Kelly Johnson has had Freddie Garcia's number tonight. First time up, high fastball. He tries to waste it, and Johnson wastes it over the wall for his 13th home run. And then next time up, he scorches the ball down the right field line. 2 for 2, 2 RBIs. So Joe Girardi doesn't want to take any chances with Johnson facing Garcia again. He brings in the left-hander.
Well, he's got the bullpen, and Garcia is 35 years old. He has pitched you into a position to win the ball game. Boone Logan delivers to Kelly Johnson, the breaking ball in there for a strike. Now the breaking ball. He's ahead 0-2. Kelly Johnson has only faced Logan once. He's 0 for 1. Breaking ball. He just throws the head of the bat at it and pops it into the outfield. Ichiro calls off Nick Swisher right at the end. Makes the catch. 1 down. John Gomes will come on to pinch hit for Omar Vizquel. And Larry Rothschild out to have a chat with Boone Logan. This is more about Jan Gomes than anything else. Just a reminder, Boone Logan not that familiar with Jan Gomes, so Larry Rothschild coming out to give him a little bit of a scouting report. 1 out. Gomes has some power.
I don't know if they would bring in Java Chamberlain here with a couple of right-handers and burn Boone Logan, who is their best left-handed reliever. Burn him on just 1 batter in the 7th inning.
Omar Vizquel started the game, went 0 for 2. That gives way to Jan Gomes. Gomes has 3 homers this season, hitting just 167.
Seen a lot more breaking balls the second time up in the big leagues.
Off speed pitch, and Boone Logan's ahead. Gomes went 0 for 14 on the road trip. Of course, there were a lot of Blue Jays that had rough road trips.
Consistent playing time has something to do with that. Also a little bit more familiarity. Again, pitchers are throwing him a lot more off-speed pitches. They know he can turn around a fastball. A foul tip here from Gomes goes right off the shoulder of Russell Martin.
0-2. Trying to get Gomes to chase that high fastball. He can hammer that fastball. Better not make a mistake on the inner half. Breaking ball, fouled. Gomes stays alive. It's 1-2. We are in the bottom of the 7th.
That's a tough pitch to do anything with. A breaking ball down and in like that. That's off the plate. And with 2 strikes, too close to take.
Buried that one in the dirt well in front of home plate. Logan is looking in at home plate, not sure what he's looking at, whether he's looking to see if Russell Martin's okay.
That's what I think.
Martin got hit by a foul tip and then had to block that last ball in the dirt. 2-2. Wow, tough one to lay off of. That ball just missed the inside corner. Nasty slider.
Yeah, again, very close to take and a pitch that you can't do a whole lot with.
Full count. Came right back with it, and this time it's a strike. Gomes strikes out, caught looking at that breaking ball.
Well, you just miss with the 2-2 pitch, and you go right back to it. And again, the only fastball that Jan Gomes saw in that sequence right there was the 0-2 high fastball. Everything else was an off-speed pitch. So Boone Logan's night is finished.
So Logan has done job at Chamberlain, who has just come off the DL. He'll come in to face Jeff Mathis when we come back. Of the season, he comes on with 2 outs here in the 7th inning. Chamberlain missed the first 102 games this season. Had Tommy John surgery last year, and then he suffered a right ankle dislocation on March 22nd and missed the first part of the season. Freddie Garcia in line for the win, and he was pretty good tonight.
6 innings, 5 hits, a couple of earned runs. He didn't walk anybody. He got stronger as the game went along, started getting a lot more ground ball outs, and in line for the win. Won his 150th career game last time out. Well, now it's up to the bullpen.
Job at Chamberlain to Jeff Mathis. First pitch, breaking ball. Mathis is 1 for 4 against the Yankee right-hander. That high fastball. Chamberlain is throwing hard again. Up to 97 already in his first 3 appearances.
He made his big league debut right here in this ballpark, and it was electric when he came in. Hard fastball, hard slider coming out of that bullpen.
96. He's ahead 1-2.
He's always had a great breaking ball.
I thought the Yankees made a mistake with Job at Chamberlain when they asked him to become a starter. 97.
Amping it up just a little bit more. I agree with you also. There's Steve Delabar, who is getting loose in the Blue Jays bullpen. He looked like he'd be a dominant closer or a dominant setup man for years and years.
2-2. Popped into shallow center field. Cano out and makes the catch. Ichiro was deep in center. Robinson Cano goes all the way out into center. Job at Chamberlain closes out the 7th. Steve Delabar on, trying to keep it a 1-run game. Budweiser. Why not grab some buds? Please enjoy responsibly.
Blue Jays have been struggling to score runs, and they picked up on something early. The infield is back as you know Escobar looks at legs. Jason Nix, the third baseman. One more time just to make sure he is deep. You've got a 35-year-old pitcher on the mound who doesn't get off there very well, so you just drop that ball down. Pick yourself up an infield single. You just try to get something going any way they can. The bunt is a smart play tonight.
They came around to score after setting the tone for that inning. His bunt was the first of 3 consecutive hits for the Blue Jays. Kelly Johnson knocked them in. Steve Delabar will make his 40th appearance of the season. His numbers combined between the Mariners and the Blue Jays. And he has been a terrific addition to this Blue Jays bullpen.
He has shown some power. And by that I mean a very good fastball. Power in that back end of the bullpen. Lots of strikeouts since he has come over to the Blue Jays.
Jan Gomes, who pinch hit for Omar Vizquel, takes over defensively at third base.
He's going to play straightaway shortstop now with Mark Teixeira at the plate.
Teixeira goes after the first pitch and hammers it high and deep and gone. A first pitch home run by Mark Teixeira, and he has been on fire. Headed deep to the second deck. Teixeira not wasting any time. Provide some insurance.
He has been driving in some big runs since July the 1st for the New York Yankees. He homered in the 8th inning in yesterday's game and now hits the first home run off of Steve Delabar, a left-handed batter this season. All the home runs that Delabar had given up to all right-handers. It's the first time a lefty catches him, and he catches him with a good fastball in the inner half.
Robinson Cano fouls it back. Delabar has been so good against lefty hitters. You mentioned that's the first home run. Right-handers have really caused him problems, but he's handling left-handers very easily.
Lefties were hitting under 100 against him this year. But Teixeira, he's a smart hitter. I'm sure he was sitting all over that first pitch fastball, and he was waiting for it.
And he didn't miss it for Teixeira, his 22nd home run of the season. Cano hits it right to the second baseman. First out of the inning. Ricky Romero did a good job of keeping the Yankees in the ballpark. That has been a problem for him against New York, but tonight it wasn't a problem. 7 innings, 4 hits, 2 earned runs, 3 walks, and 2 of those 3 walks came in the second inning when the Yankees scored 2 runs on just 1 hit.
You know, and then he found it. Looked like he was using his fastball just a little bit more, and he kept the ball down. Kept him in the ballpark. Retired the last 10 batters he faced, and I don't remember one Yankee batter hitting ball hard off of him in his last couple of innings.
Andrew Jones. Ricky Romero in the first 4 innings of his start tonight threw 69 pitches. In the final 3 innings, it took him just 29. So he finished up on a real strong note. Way outside. And 1 to Andrew Jones. Out in front of that inside pitch and pulls it foul. The home run that Teixeira hit off Delabar was just the second hit he's allowed since he's joined the Blue Jays, albeit just 4 2/3 coming into this inning.
A lot of strikeouts. That's been the impressive thing.
He has 8 strikeouts so far, and that's what the Blue Jays wanted. They wanted some power at the end of their bullpen. This bullpen has done a good job. That Teixeira home run was just the 2nd home run they've allowed over the last 15 innings. On the ground, Gomes has a strong arm. Jones is out. 2 down. Mark Teixeira with a leadoff home run has given the Yankees a 2-run cushion. Jason Nix 0 for 2 with a sacrifice bunt. This bunt was a big part of the Yankee rally in the 2nd. Dropped down a bunt right in front of home plate. Jeff Mathis threw it away at 3rd, and Robinson Cano came in with the first Yankee run.
After a single and a walk, that bunt really set up an inning, but they did a good job of limiting the damage.
David Robertson appears to be ready. You can see he told his catcher, "I'm all set." Robert Chamberlain closed out the 7th inning, getting Jeff Mathis to pop up. Little looper. This is trouble. It's going to drop for a base hit. Jason Nix keeps the inning alive.
Not much you can do about that one. Delabar made a good pitch. Jason Nix finds a hole.
Catcher Russell Martin's gone 0 for 2 with a walk, hitting just 193. It's been a tough season for Martin offensively.
Production though, 12 home runs for Martin. His job is to handle that pitching staff and get wins.
It was after the first pitch and fouls it off. Martin a year ago hit 18 home runs and drove in 65. His batting average of 237, but the production is what the Yankees want behind the plate.
Yeah, that's what I think. In that ballpark, he can hit the ball out the other way or turn on it if it's inside.
There's another little looper, and Kelly Johnson has it go off his glove. Jason Nix is going to be stopped at 3rd, and Martin will end up at 2nd. That ball looked like it tipped off his glove and then hit right off Kelly Johnson's head. It was off the end of the bat, and it probably had a lot of spin on it.
Had a long way to go also, but he was there to make the catch. So a couple of hits off the end of the bat. Watch Johnson as he goes out into center field. On that replay, it shows that he might not have even got a piece of glove on it. Ricocheted off his head, and Nix, running with 2 outs, makes it to 3rd. Martin, after the throw went home and cut off, he gets into scoring position.
Russell Martin is credited with a base hit. He takes 2nd on that throw. Now Ichiro bats with 2 outs and runners at 2nd and 3rd. Couple of flares with 2 outs, and Delamar's in a jam.
You can't make any better pitches than what Delabar has thrown. He's thrown it where he wanted to. Hasn't been able to get any luck.
Now he is working to his former teammate Ichiro Suzuki. Mark Teixeira hit the first pitch of the inning out of the ballpark. Downstairs. 3-1.
That's where you want to be careful. Just a 2-run game right here. You got first base open. Right-hander on deck.
Ichiro rips it into center. Nix is in to score. Russell Martin's being waved home. Here's the throw to the plate, and Martin is safe. He slid around Jeff Mathis and swiped home plate with his left hand, and Ichiro delivers a pair of RBIs with 2 outs. He's driven in 3 tonight.
And Steve Delavar deserves better. He's throwing the ball nice. He just hasn't gotten any luck. This time 3-1 fastball off of his glove. Slows it down into center field. That doesn't really give Colby Rasmus a chance to get Martin. As you see, Martin slide across with a nice slide and gets that hand out there to touch home plate. Suzuki always a dangerous hitter.
A 3-run inning. Casey McGee. Jason Nix started it with a flare down the right side, dropped in right field with 2 outs. And Russell Martin hit one that went off Kelly Johnson's glove and dropped for a single in center. And Ichiro had a line drive base hit up the middle. Steve Delabar has thrown 23 pitches in this inning. A 3-2 game into the top of the 8th. Mark Teixeira, a solo home run to start the inning. And then Ichiro Suzuki delivered with 2 outs, a 2-run single to center.
Even though he is hitting 180 this year, Suzuki with runners in scoring position, he's a tough out. He's not the same player he was just a few years ago, but he's still a tough out. And in a fastball count 3-1, he was waiting for it.
It's like he was thinking about running right here. You saw Brad Lincoln in the Blue Jays bullpen. He appears to be ready if needed. Popped into right field. Anthony Gose makes the catch. The inning is over. But the Yankees add 3 to take a 6-2 lead. Now it's time for Blue Jays Central Update. Here's Hazel May and Greg Zahn from the Blackberry Broadcast Studio. three-game series. The game starts at 1:07 p.m. The first 20,000 fans will receive a Blue Jays replica hat. Call the Blue Jays for tickets at 416-341-1234. Log on to BlueJays.com to order your Blue Jay tickets, or you can always stop by most Rogers Plus locations and pick up your tickets for the series finale, Blue Jays against the Yankees. Robert Chamberlain stays in the ballgame. Ichiro Suzuki moves from center field to right field. Curtis Granderson comes off the bench and takes over in center. He is batting in Nick Swisher's spot in the order. No, Nick Swisher comes in to play first as Casey McGee is out of the ballgame.
Put your best defensive team out there. And David Robertson sat down. He was warmed up and ready to go if it was a two-run game. And now with those 3 runs, Jabba Chamberlain can start the 8th inning.
Anthony Gose late on a fastball. Robertson threw 35 pitches on Wednesday night, so they would just as soon give him another day, and now they have a 4-run cushion, so at least for the time being he has taken a seat in the bullpen.
And Rafael Soriano, the closer, got 4 outs for the save in yesterday's game. So those were 3 big runs for Joe Girardi's team there at the top of the 8th inning.
Two and 1 to Anthony Gose. Wicked slider. Jabba looks like he's got his game back.
Yep. 1 year removed from Tommy John surgery. He was a starter in the minor leagues and had 4 above average pitches. They moved him into the bullpen when he came up to the big leagues, and they took 2 of those pitches away. It was hard fastball, hard breaking ball. Then back to the starting rotation. Remember the Jabba rules? You only throw so many innings, throw so many pitches. Now back in the bullpen, he can let it fly.
Anthony Gose hanging tough, gets that slider and stays alive. Gose has grounded out and struck out. Both of those at bats coming against Freddie Garcia. Bouncing ball up the middle. That'll sneak through into center. Gose starts things off with a leadoff single.
The all-new 2012 Honda CR-V. Yeah, it does that. Honda, the official vehicle of the Toronto Blue Jays.
Well, Joe Girardi gave Jabba Chamberlain 1 batter, and now that Anthony Gose has reached first base, Girardi's not going to take any chances. Had Robertson up and loose last inning, so now Chamberlain will be lifted after a leadoff single. So Girardi will go to David Robertson. He'll come in with a man at first and nobody out. mid-season swoon, if you will. The last 20 games, they've gone just 8-12. Their ERA is over 4. Average is .269 as a club. They have scored just under 5 runs a game. They've hit 26 home runs, but more than anything, their starting pitching hasn't been as consistent as it was earlier in the season.
Yeah, it puts a little bit extra pressure on the bullpen for Joe Girardi and Larry Rothschild. But they've got the arms down there with Chamberlain coming back. This is a team that got out to 20 games over 500, and they've struggled a little bit. So they will turn to David Robertson. Forget about that record 1-4. Look at the earned run average and the strikeouts per 9 innings. Got a great arm. Good fastball, good breaking ball, and he's cutting his fastball just a little bit more. He's got a lot of late life to it.
Rajay Davis, and it goes Ghost. The throw from Martin is nowhere nearly in time, and Anthony Ghost steals second base easily. His third stolen base.
Yeah, he's been caught just one time. He doesn't know David Robertson, so he's going to have a little walking lead, and Robertson doesn't even pay attention to him. That is an easy stolen base for Ghosts.
So he's in scoring position with nobody out. Blue Jays are down by 4. Ball and a strike to Rajay Davis. Boy, somehow Davis has to get on board against David Robertson. You got Colby Rasmus and Edwin Encarnacion coming up next. Probably their last chance to get back in this game. There goes Ghost. Throw to third is not in time.
So Martin had no chance again to try and get Ghost, who walks off of second base, and with that great acceleration makes it before the throw. Robertson wasn't paying too much attention to him because he got a 4-run lead.
2-1 to Davis. Popped out of play. Blue Jays are going to do some unconventional things. We saw that in Tampa Bay when John Farrell asked Jeff Mathis to bunt when they were down by 2. But you got so many uncertain spots in your order, you just don't know what you're going to get with so many rookies in the lineup that you have to take some chances and roll the dice.
And you got to do some things out of the norm, because right now this team is out of the norm.
One of the constants you have is on deck, Colby Rasmus. He's 1 for 3. He hit the ball hard a couple of times, and then Edwin Encarnacion. Full count. He walked it. How about that? A breaking ball in a 4-run game. He cut the fastball and ends up walking Rajay Davis.
Been throwing that a lot. His last time out was not a very good one, as he gave up 3 earned runs in an inning. And Joe Girardi goes to his setup man, and he promptly walks the first batter he faces.
He gave up 5 hits in that game against the Tigers on Wednesday, including a home run. Colby Rasmus now 1 for 3, as we mentioned. Does Davis run here as well?
I think yes. If that's what you do, and you can get a lead like Ghost did, and Robertson's not going to pay attention to him, well, he's paying attention to it now.
He almost threw that ball away, and now Nick Swisher's going to go out here and try to calm Robertson down and say, wait a minute now, we got a 4-run lead here.
Yeah. There's two schools of thought that you can go with. You stay with your game plan, and then Rajay Davis' speed getting himself into scoring position, so he'll score 2 runs. Or you need base runners. You stay over there at first base and see if Colby Rasmus can yank one in that hole on the right side of the infield.
Davis thought about it, and Robertson used that fake to third, but he wasn't prepared to make a throw to first. Rajay was gone.
If he was prepared, he might have had him. Watch Davis. He gets that walking lead, realizes that it's the third to first move, and heads right back.
Rasmus check swing foul in the Blue Jays dugout. You wouldn't normally run in this situation, but if Davis can guarantee being safe, then that's a hard thing to do.
You have to guarantee.
Bouncing ball could be two. Jeter steps on the bag, goes to first. It is a double play. Ghost comes in to score. Jeter got the ball near the bag at second, stepped on second, and threw to first for the double play.
That's another reason when you talk about do you send the runner or not, stay out of the double play. Hit to the left of Jeter. His momentum takes him right to the bag, and it's an easy double play. They get a couple of outs and give up the run.
So now this is exactly how the Yankees wanted to face Edwin Encarnacion in this inning.
2 outs and nobody on.
Another breaking ball. It's 1-1. The Yankees scored 3 in the top of the 8th. The Blue Jays have scratched out a run here in the bottom half of the inning.
Robertson's got a good arm, but he's thrown 3 straight breaking balls to Encarnacion.
And this has been the norm since Jose Bautista has been out of the lineup. Encarnacion is the one legitimate threat.
He has seen more and more pitches out of the strike zone. And he has remained very patient.
Three and two. Yunel Escobar on deck. This is popped up. Nick Swisher, the first baseman, into foul territory. Encarnacion is retired. The inning is over. The Blue Jays get a run, but we'll go to the ninth. They're still down to the Yankees 6-3. place Friday nights. The next Lester's Grand Slam combo will be offered on Friday, August 17th, when the Blue Jays take on the Texas Rangers. The game starts at 7:07 p.m. The combo includes one ticket in the 200 outfield, a Lester's hot dog, nachos, popcorn, and peanuts, an apple, and a soft drink. Tickets start at $39. Call the Blue Jays for tickets at 416-341-1234 or log on to BlueJays.com for your Lester's Hot Dog Grand Slam combo. Moises Sierra comes in the game defensively. He takes over in right field. Anthony Gose, who started in right, moves to center field. Colby Rasmus is out of the ball game. And the new pitcher is David Carpenter, just called up from AAA Las Vegas.
Our first look at Carpenter, and there are scouting reports on him. He's got a very good arm. These are the numbers that he has put up in 30 games. 0-2 with a 607 earned run average. He came over in the trade from the Houston Astros along with Jay Happ and Brandon Lyon. That 10-player trade that the Blue Jays made earlier this year.
Carpenter is 27 years old. He was traded and then sent to Las Vegas. And he's got a good arm. Command has been an issue throughout his stint as a pitcher. He started out as a catcher. St. Louis Cardinals converted him to a relief pitcher. He played catcher in college. Derek Jeter pulls it through the left side. He has his second hit of the night. Now for a preview of what's coming up next on Connected, here's Jamie Thomas. Well, the final major of the season on the PGA Tour, and the Canadians are racking up some more medals. That'll be following this ball game. Jamie Thomas will bring you all up to date on Connected. Nick Swisher, he is 1 for 3 tonight. He scored a run in the third. David Carpenter, after the trade, was moved to Las Vegas. He was pitching in Houston, made 30 appearances with the Astros prior to the trade. And he didn't fare very well. 29 2/3 innings, gave up 43 hits. But he is a converted pitcher. As we mentioned, he started out as a catcher. Chris Carpenter with the Cardinals actually had an impact on David Carpenter. They're no relation, but Chris, the former Blue Jay, talked to him a lot about how to approach the role of a pitcher. He certainly has the physical attributes, good size, good velocity with his fastball.
Yeah, good power out of that pen. Fastball 94, 95, and a power slider. He just hasn't been able to command it because he's young in his pitching career.
We have just been informed that Colby Rasmus left the game with right groin tightness. He had that problem in Oakland, and he sat out a couple of games.
And the off day down in Tampa, and he was back in the lineup, and it's just another injury problem for John Farrell and his staff.
There's a drive toward the gap in left field, and that's going to go all the way to the wall. Jeter is headed toward third. He's getting the wave. Here's the relay. No throw from Escobar as that ball was short of the mark. Gose got it back to the shortstop, but Nick Swisher drives in Derek Jeter all the way from first.
Just a beautiful approach at the plate by Nick Swisher on a fastball that's down and away. You've got a good arm like we were talking about, and if you try and pull that fastball away, you're going to hit it on the ground. Swisher now with 27 doubles on the season drives in another run for the Yankees.
One thing the Yankees have been doing a little more effectively of late, going the other way with pitches, and Swisher stayed on that ball away and drives in his 57th run of the season. Jeff Mathis, after that pitch, went up the mound. I'll be checking with Carpenter on the series of signs they're using. Carpenter in his first ball game
took over the same uniform as Drew Carpenter, who was here a couple of weeks ago. Wore the same number.
Didn't have to change the name.
Didn't have to go out and get a new jersey. That double by Swisher, just the second extra base hit tonight by the Yankees. They've got 10 hits, 8 singles.
This guy has the other one. Solo home run in the 8th. The first pitch of the inning from Steve Delabar. Teixeira behind 0-2. Drive foul by Teixeira. But Teixeira is one of those interesting guys. He puts up about the same numbers every year and gets off to a slow start every single year. But boy, when it heats up middle of the season, comes up key hits. Now has driven in 76 for the season
since July the 1st. Only Miguel Cabrera has driven in more runs than Mark Teixeira. Doesn't matter how you start, it's where you finish. This guy always finishes with about 30 home runs and 100 RBIs.
Yeah, and it's one thing too, and Teixeira's tried all kinds of things to get off to a good start. You know, he's hit more. He started earlier in the offseason, trying to figure out how he can get off to a good start. But traditionally, it's always been a slow start, and he always heats up middle of the season.
Maybe get him into that WBC this year. So it's games, tough games in March next season.
He did that in 2006. Ended up playing 162 ball games, drove in 110 runs. 2-2. We are in the 9th inning. Yankees have scored a run. Nick Swisher with an RBI double. Mathis gets on that ball quickly as it went off his glove. Full count.
You can see the good arm that Carpenter has. He just hasn't refined his pitches yet.
Teixeira breaks his bat. Sierra makes the catch. Swisher tags at third and moves up on the fly ball out. With one out, let's check in with Hazel May. Thank you, Hazel. And Manny Machado has created a stir in Baltimore. #1 pick, and they projected he would be a guy maybe next year at the end of the season, but given where they are and the fact they need the third baseman, they put him at third.
Tripled for his first big league hit last night. Now hits a couple of bombs. What is he, 20 years old?
Yeah, he's a youngster. And last night in his first at bat, he grounded out the shortstop. In his second at bat, he tripled to right and scored on a sac fly. And then he had a base hit in his third at bat and popped up to end it. He finished his first game 2 for 4 with a triple and a run scored.
just another 20-year-old guy in the big leagues dealing.
Well, our stats man Scott Carson has a great column on the web at sportsnet.ca. It highlights all those great young players, the 19 and 20-year-olds that have played in the big leagues this year. And I'm sure you would find it very interesting. There are a lot of good young players in baseball.
Bryce Harper is still a teenager. He won't turn 20 until the middle of October. Mike Trout, I'm sure, is on that list. He just turned 21.
Andrew McCutchen, 25, has really developed into a superstar player. And now they're going to put Cano on. So Robinson Cano aboard. And the scheduled batter was Andrew Jones. But Raul Ibanez, the veteran, has grabbed the bat. He's loosening up. And this is what we talked about early in this ballgame, is the veteran presence they have on their bench. Ibanez with 15 home runs.
Yeah, guys who have been through the wars, who have seen just about everything in the big leagues, and they can bring established big leaguers, MVPs, Golden Gloves, established big leaguers that have great numbers off their bench.
Ibanez goes after the first pitch and singles into right. Swisher comes in to score. Ibanez with an RBI pinch hit single. Rough inning for David Carpenter.
Chance to get your feet wet, get your chance. New team, new city, new league. And the Yankees roughing them up a little bit. That's the third hit on the fourth base runner to reach.
Bruce Walt, the pitching coach, out to help David Carpenter get through this inning. Yankees have runners at first and second. Boy, they just keep coming at you. They've scored 3 in the 8th and 2 already here in the 9th. The Blue Jays going into that top half of the 8th inning. We're in a 3-2 ball game. Jason Nix contributed to that 3-run inning. He had a 2-out flare base hit down the right side, and he would come in to score on Ichiro Suzuki's RBI single. Suzuki knocked in 2. First pitch strike. David Carpenter last pitched on Tuesday for the Las Vegas team in Round Rock. He went an inning and 2/3 in that game, gave up 3 hits and a run. So he's well rested coming into this ball game, and I'm sure John Farrell wanted to get a look at Carpenter.
Yep. Here at home, the first part of this homestand. And the Blue Jays electing to go with 8 relievers now. Down 1 extra man.
Carpenter took the roster spot of Brett Lawrie, who was disabled while the Blue Jays were in St. Petersburg. Raul Ibanez at first, Robinson Cano at second. Vic strikes out. Good fastball on the other half. That's the second out of the inning.
That's what the Blue Jays like about Carpenter, that potential. He took 3 pitches and threw them right where he wanted to. Reach back for a little something extra.
Russell Martin hit that base hit off the glove of Kelly Johnson back in the 8th inning. trying to catch up with that high heater.
Tough to do that. That one was 94 and rising.
Carpenter got some good advice from Bruce Wolf.
Yeah, and it was probably, hey, no tricks. Here it is. Let's go. Let me see your good fastball. Get right after these guys.
Breaking ball missed outside. Ricky Romero started this game and he had a good outing. 7 innings. He held the Yankees to 4 hits. Gave up 3 runs, but just 2 of those were earned. 3 walks hurt him. He had a couple of walks in the second inning that led to 2 Yankee runs. But overall, another good 7 innings from Ricky Romero. And that hits Russell Martin. Breaking ball got away from Carpenter, and the Yankee catcher will go to first.
And now you got to face Suzuki with the bases loaded. John Farrell is not going to give Carpenter a chance. Threw 5 straight fastballs. Got a strikeout, jumped ahead, and then went to the breaking ball, and it's just not refined enough. He loses control of it, hits Martin, and now he's going to have to give way to Brad Lincoln.
So Brad Lincoln will come in with the bases loaded. Ichiro Suzuki will be at the plate. 2 outs. The Yankees have added 2 more runs here in. Brad Lincoln will make his Rogers Center debut for the Blue Jays. He comes on with the bases loaded and 2 outs. Pretty tough jam for Lincoln and Ichiro Suzuki at the plate.
Yeah, on top of the bases being loaded, you got to face Suzuki, but Lincoln's got great stuff. Worked a couple of days ago at inning, had a hit and strikeout against Tampa Bay.
Misses with that fastball off the plate inside. Suzuki has driven in 3. Got an RBI in the second on a fielder's choice, and then delivered a 2-out, 2-run single in the 8th. This is trouble in left. Rajay Davis misses it. 1 runs in. Ibanez is coming in to score. Russell Martin will end up at third, and Ichiro Suzuki comes through again. I'm not sure if Davis lost that ball in the lights, but it looked like he was going to have a shot at it. Came over, and that's about the area where left fielders have trouble with those banks of lights.
That low line drive to the corner outfielder. You see him reach up for it and then pull back. And you see him throw his other hand up and say, hey, what can I do? I didn't see it. So it will go as an extra base hit for Suzuki and a couple more RBIs.
Ichiro Suzuki of 5 ribby night. Curtis Granderson batting for the first time. He came into the ball game defensively in the 8th inning. Curtis Granderson did not start in this ball game, but the last 2 seasons he has out-homered Jose Bautista by a homer, 71-70. Ryan Braun, the Brewers, 62. Albert Pujols and Mark Teixeira. Pretty impressive list, and Granderson leads them all.
Hands a little bit lower as he continues to work. He was out here early working. 30 home run season for Granderson.
He has been struggling in the Detroit series. Joe Girardi dropped him to the 6th spot in the lineup, and he responded by hitting a home run. Later on that high fastball. Granderson has just 7 hits in his last 33 at bats. On this road trip, he's gone 3 for 18. That's a 167 average. So even if you're a 30 home run hitter, Joe Girardi will drop in the lineup trying to get that stroke back.
And give him some off days when you need it.
Ground ball. Encarnacion gets back to first in time. The inning is over. But the Yankees score 4 runs in their half of the 9th. Blue Jays down 10-3. The left-hander Clay Rapata will come in. Escobar, Cooper, and Kelly Johnson for the Blue Jays. They've got a lot of ground to make up. Rapata makes his 53rd appearance of the season. The Yankees have stretched it out now. They lead the ball game 10-3, so Rapata will try to close this game out.
Tough on the lefties. And after you see the first pitch from Rapata, you see why. There's a 177 average against him, 3-0, 264. He's one of the guys out of the bullpen who's been an unsung hero, I think, for the Yankees this year. Rapata, Clay Epley, David Phelps. I mean, they have all done a nice job. Joe Girardi has put them in positions to succeed, and they've all got great numbers.
You see that sidearm delivery, and most of the time when you see a sidearm left-hander, it's soft. But he throws 85 miles an hour, and it's pretty firm, and it can be a challenge even for righties. Get that sinking fastball. Bouncer right back to the mound. Rapata flips to Swisher, and Escobar is retired. David Cooper has a hit in 3 at-bats. Had a line drive base hit to right in the 4th.
You can't bail on this guy. He can sweep that breaking ball across the outside part of the plate. If you're a left-handed hitter, you got to really stay in on him.
Cooper should be able to handle Rapata given the way he hits the ball so well the opposite field. Stay on that pitch and don't try to pull him.
Gave just a little right there on that pitch.
One and two. Breaking ball off the plate outside. The breaking ball, it's popped up over behind the Yankee dugout. The Yankees have scored 10 runs on 12 hits. Ichiro Suzuki, a big night.
He's come up with guys on base and he's delivered. Coming into this game, he'd only had 18 hits all season long with runners in scoring position.
There's a broken bat, little looper. That's going to drop in front of Suzuki. Cooper has his second hit. He does hang in there against Clay Rapata. It wasn't pretty, but it's effective.
Yeah, bat gets shattered, but he did stay in there long enough to reach out there and pick up his base hit. A multi-hit game for David Cooper. Watch him reach it and sears off the top end of that.
David Cooper with his 4th 9th inning hit in his last 11 games, including a couple of home runs. Kelly Johnson has gone 2 for 3 with a home run and a double. He's driven in 2. Ball on the strike. Mention Ichiro's good night at the plate. He's driven in 5 runs tonight for the 3rd time in his career. First time since 2004.
That's one advantage of having him hit a little bit lower in the lineup. It's going to drive in more runs for you.
Well, and you know he's going to put the ball in play. Seattle tried to use him as the 3rd hitter this year. That never really worked out for him. It's always been a leadoff batter. Kelly Johnson stays alive.
What a pickup.
That was interesting when they traded Suzuki to the Yankees. The Mariners sent some money, big chunk of money. Kelly Johnson fouls it off the glove of Russell Martin. So Seattle just needed to free up some spots to get some of the younger players in there. Ichiro Suzuki's a free agent at the end of this season, and his career was basically over with the Mariners, so they felt that they would be better off to move him. Johnson strikes out. That sweeping breaking ball gets him, and the Blue Jays are down to their final out.
When we were out there in Seattle 10 days ago or so, they were talking about that they're in full-fledged rebuilding mode, and Ichiro Suzuki wasn't going to be part of that. So good for them to find him a team that has a chance to go to the postseason.
Yan Gomes came in the game as a pinch hitter in the 7th and struck out against Boone Logan, also a left-hander like Rapata. Rapata has been called for a balk, and Russell Martin's going to go out and talk with him now. Cooper goes to second. Joe Girardi, his infield just to play off the line here with Gomes, play him over to pull a bit, right-handed batter.
Especially off of the left-hander. Now the breaking ball is going to come into him.
0-2. Gomes fights it off and hits it into left. Cooper stops at third, as Ibanez had all kinds of trouble with it. Really no reason to send Cooper. Ibanez came in the ballgame as a pinch hitter and bobbled the ball out and left, but Cooper had already stopped at third.
Fights off another breaking ball in the left field. Ibanez, look at it, Kent got to him in 2 bounces, and that's why you don't send him. You're down by 7 runs. But the fans were all fired up because he dropped the ball in the outfield. So Joe Girardi looks like he is going to go to his bullpen with 2 outs, 1 to go, and wants a better matchup.
Cody Epley, the sidearmer, will come into the ball game. The Yankees have a 7-run lead, but Joe Girardi, not wanting to take any chances, has taken the ball from Rapata and will give it to Epley when we come back. He's in a 10-3 ball game. He's making his 38th appearance. He's also making his 3rd stint with the Yankees this season. He was up and down in April, up and down again in May. He was claimed off waivers by the Yankees from the Texas Rangers on the 5th of April after the Rangers designated him for assignment.
Another one of those unsung pitchers out of the bullpen. Cody Epley, 0-2 with a very good ERA, 3.19. He too can be tough on the right-handers because of the way that he throws. He's basically a right-handed version of Clay Rapata.
David Cooper had a 1-out single. Yan Gomes a 2-out single there at the corners. Jeff Mathis has gone 0 for 3. Epley delivers a first pitch strike. Epley quickly ahead, 0-2.
Sinker slider is basically what you're going to get from Cody Epley from the right side. Sinks his fastball and then sweeps that breaking ball to right-handed batters away. He last worked 3 days ago in Detroit.
Just off the outside corner. The Yankees have won 3 of the 5 games they have played against the Blue Jays this season. Blue Jays swept them in a short 2-game series here at Rogers Center earlier in the year. Two and two, 2 outs. Full count. Last time the Yankees were here was the 16th and 17th of May. Kyle Grabeck and Drew Hutchison beat the Yankees. Hiroki Kuroda and Phil Hughes. Full count. Mathis stays alive.
It seems like a long time ago, doesn't it? Like it was a different season.
Tell you what, I bet you it feels a lot longer to John Farrell. Kuroda was the losing pitcher in the opening game of that mini 2-game series. He went 5 1/3, gave up 8 hits and 7 earned runs. Blue Jays hit 4 homers in that game. Mathis off the end of the bat. That's going to drop. Cooper comes in to score. Yan Gomes ends up at third. Jeff Mathis drives in a run with 2 outs.
Got to hang in tough against those right-handers like that. That's what Mathis does. Drives in his 18th run of the season. Ball away. Where he can handle it, he does.
Anthony Gose singled and scored in the 8th. That knocked Jabba Chamberlain out of the game. Joe Girardi obviously knows his pitchers very well, but he has used 5 relievers in a game, and they have a 6-run lead now in the 9th. And now it looks like he's going to get another one up. 2-0.
Well, it's been a bullpen also for the Yankees. They've got some depth out there. Their ERA is 4th in the American League, so they've done a good job. They've allowed the fewest home runs. You can see why with Rapata and Epley, the way they throw sinker ball pitchers.
Hit the ball down in the zone. 2 balls and a strike to Anthony Gose, trying to keep the Blue Jays alive here in the bottom of the 9th. Clay Rapata started the inning. Mathis took off and Gose fouls it off. Gose singled to lead off the 8th, then he stole 2nd and 3rd. And here he strikes out and the game is over. Cody Epley comes on to close out the ball game. The Yankees cashed in late against the Blue Jays bullpen. Mark Teixeira with a solo home run in the 8th. And that really got things going. The Blue Jays would give up 7 runs in the 8th and 9th inning, and the Yankees blew it wide open.
Yeah, 1-run game. Ricky Romero back on track, retired the last 10 in order. But the offense for Joe Girardi's team opened it up in the last couple of innings.
Rough start for the Blue Jays on this homestand. The Yankees have too much thunder. They win it 10-4. We'll be here tomorrow afternoon. Stay tuned, connected. Here's Jamie Thomas.